Hey all, check check. I'm just in stream announcements here, but it looks like everything's good. We have this pretty cool table here. We got Lolo the Bunny, JS Cheng, and Koki Loki. Koki Loki. The ratings are kind of not what you dream of. The otherwise best players are in front of me, and I'm fourth seat, so that's not ideal. But these things happen. Um, Opening pack here, Aquwise. There's a Constable, there's a Potato Digger, there's a Seducer stuff, but I think I'm taking the Constable here. Part of the reason that I like the Constable here is actually it's a 4-wood Ock, so even in the worst case scenario where I'm forced to Ock early, I have something that's okay to play. You're here to sabotage with joinery. Excellent, joinery Rex. I mean, whatever. Yeah, that was bad the other day. I should have thought through that better. But yeah, it sucks to throw an endgame that you win by doing the wrong actions. But I did that. I'm not a huge fan of Seducer. I know it can work, but I just don't think Seducer is that worth picking. So I'm going to take the Constable here. I expect Seducer to get taken. Somebody probably does Village Peasant things. Potato Digger probably gets taken. So I'm looking at like Hedgekeeper, Conjurer, Angler stuff on the wheel, maybe Stone Carver. Um, but we could maybe get a Potato Digger back if other people don't realize the value, but they should. I'm just going to do this. Hey, Gordon, welcome. Okay. Um, so Sheep Walker is fun in games that actually have a lot of sheep, but hard to know if you're going to wind up in that. I'm not a big Green Grocer fan without combos. House Master's pretty bad. Sheep Keeper's bad. Butler's kind of bad. Soil Scientist is kind of bad. Soil Scientist always feels like it should work more than it actually does. I think this is just take the Buyer. Buyer is quite good if you can get the food and hearth set up. It's asking a lot, and sometimes you don't need the Reed and Stone, but I think Buyer's still probably the best bet here. And then getting the Sheepwalker back with the Buyer is kind of cute too. You can buy a couple sheep, but it's not that good. This Buyer may turn into nothing. I'm very content throwing the Buyer overboard. But if we get good food, Buyer's a good use of lots of food, and that's very welcome. Having a way to spend lots of food is very welcome. Potato Planter is spicy here. I think Potato Planter is reasonably good. It can be a lot of vegetables. This feels like a carrot museum game. There's a lot of carrot sources thus far, so we could take the Potato Planter and hope. Um, Pasture Master not that good. Bell Founder requires very specific combos. Tree Cutter's okay. You can't explain it. You have a sense. No arena love. I've never super loved arena, to be honest. I had to be fair, I was sitting in the arena queue, but I'd rather just play games with friendly opponents. I would like to avoid playing randos in arena more as common because too many of the arena games are dumb. It's just dumb to be in a game with three 400 level players and one 150s. Like it's just it so often kind of becomes incoherent. Stockman is kind of cute here too. With Buyer, I could potentially buy a sheep and a pig, but then I have to commit to stables, which I don't know if I want to commit to stables. But I don't hate this. But I actually think this is take the potato planter. Ideally, we get to Ock in round one, and then we can take a single read and get a veg. Like you can manipulate potato planter into some veggies and make that your food, and that's what I'd like to achieve here. I think. Um, it makes for some awkward actions sometimes, but I also am partly just looking for fun cards to play and use here. Even if it doesn't necessarily win us games, I want to explore some of the cards a little more. I'm not super in a win every game in front of me mood at the moment, to be honest. I'm a little bit more in the let's try to get a little better at Agricola. Let's poke at some of these cards. Let's poke at some of this set and see where it can get us. Um, which is another small reason that I'm not playing Arena, by the way. I just know I'm not going to play enough Arena games to actually contest any Arena crown. There's too many people out there, namely like Zazak and Civ, who are playing 200 plus Arena games in a season, so I'm just realistically not. I'm just not competitive for the Arena format anyhow, so have I played It's a Wonderful World? Tried it for the first time. You love the puzzly nature, but it was a lot of solitaire. I have not, but basically what you described sounds like a lot of modern day kind of puzzle games, which I'm only okay with. There's so many of them, and I just don't. I can't be brought to care that much. I don't really enjoy, yeah, this kind of parallel play movement in board gaming where we all kind of do our own puzzles and somebody has the best at the end. Wow. Okay, so somehow we're getting to see the best pack last because there's a freaking corn maker, there's a grocer, and there's a junior artist. Not that junior artist is great, but junior artist is reasonably good because like there's definitely some combos with junior artists, including the silly conjurer that's coming back that works on traveling players. You only get a little bit of extra food, but there's some similarities to Seven Wonders. Interesting. I do like Seven Wonders, obviously. What the heck was in this pack is an excellent question. I mean, look, we're not in the game with the strongest opponents, so there's that. But I just have to take the grocer. Yeah, exactly. Like Grocer made it through all the players. I actually don't really want the Chord Maker here either. If I play Potato Planter, it's possible. Although I probably don't play Potato Planter anymore. Why am I playing Potato Planter when I now have a Grocer? The answer is I'm not going to. Let's be real. The cards that I thought were going to come back did. Except actually, I thought Village Peasant might get taken. I'm still not taking Chord Maker. Yeah, yeah, I can't take Chord Maker over Grocer. Like, I maybe could, but I won't. Stone Carver is some food. I don't hate Stone Carver here. For some grocer feeding, especially with Buyer. Actually, with Buyer, Stone Carver is kind of cute. It's just another way to generate small amounts of food. I don't hate that. You play Potato Planter because I'm about to Carrot Museum? That's exactly what Gordon was saying. Gordon said I was going to hit that, and then I would play Potato Planter for sure. I don't think I play Conjure this game. I don't have time to do conjury things. I don't want to do Angler. Village Peasant, I don't need with all the veggies in my hands. Actually, yeah, this is just take Stone Carver and possibly play it, possibly not. Carrot Museum Stone Carver, yeah, that's also cute. Yeah, if we do hit the Carrot Museum, all the extra stone. Um, the main reason that I don't love Stone Carver is it's just slightly awkward tempo. Getting only 3 food a harvest is kind of rough, and then you have to play it, and like most of the harvests come late in the game, right? Like you don't get that many early harvests, so it doesn't particularly accelerate you. So it's very probable I'm not using this, but we'll see. You liked the Conjure there, fair enough. I didn't, so I didn't take it. Here I don't like any of these cards. Um, the Soil Scientist is not our game. I've never played Soil Scientist. I can't imagine playing Butler. Well, I could imagine playing Butler if I hit a Clay Supports or maybe a Carpenter's Parlor. Do I ever play a Housemaster? I also don't see how I'm playing Housemaster for bonus points. So you know what? Let's screw it. Let's claim that there's a small world where we Butler. You think in draft dock first it makes it a lot better to be flexible with Ox. I agree with that, but I don't think Conjure is particularly flexible or enjoyable. What am I ever gonna hit in the minors that I'm like, ooh, I'm glad I have a Conjurer? You just like having a grain source that makes this two easy grain fields because there's so much grain support. Fair enough. Grocer is not really a grain source. I get what Zach is saying. Like taking a thing that provides more grain is potentially very useful because there are so many grain. Yeah, there's so many beer keg like things in the game, but there's like no way Bellfounder's good here, right? There's very few ways to make Bellfounder reasonable. There's no minor improvements. Well, clay supply. Bellfounder because we're going to hit a cesspit? That would be pretty magical. Although, are we ever going to Pasture Master? Let's think about this. I have to build stables. That doesn't seem to be a thing I'm doing. Okay, yeah, screw it. Actually, this has upside, whereas Pasture Master doesn't. Okay, there are some cards here. There's some stuff here. So there's writing boards, which is always worth worrying about. I don't really know how many of these Ox I'm actually going to bother playing. A lot of these Ox can die, though, so I don't really think I'm this. I generally like Butter Churn, but I don't think it's a pick here. Value assets can be pretty good. Rip the Dream. I mean, hey, look, we got a 4th pick Grocer. Let's not kill any Dream yet. There's a lot of very playable miners here. Bucksaw is okay, but I don't necessarily renovate a lot. I actually think this might just be Forest Stone. Forest Stone is nice strips of food, and it's easy to play. Value assets is basically a value assets is very reasonable. Like it's useful, but I think I already have enough food. I think I already have enough food sinks. Like I already have a grocer and a buyer. So using a value assets, I think is. I don't think it's the play here. I think trickles of food from Forest Stone is very useful to my game. Um, I quite like having this as an option. I think there's scenarios where we play Constable into Forest Stone. Okay, we just got handed a hand truck. I mean, we haven't seen bake helpers though, so maybe it's not hand truck, but we have to consider hand truck. We also just have to consider turn rest plow. We've seen no plow help. You think value assets is underrated? It's like a minor tree guard or free wood, but still very yeah. Value assets is very good. I'm not disputing that. I totally agree that I think it goes around drafts too much. Um, I think there's so many ways in revised to make mini grocer type things, and value assets is like a mini grocer. With that said, I literally have a grocer and a buyer, so I'm a slightly less interested in finding more sources to turn food into resources, because I think I'm already going to mildly struggle to generate enough food. I think this is take the plow. Acorn's basket would be a very nice wheel out of this pack, actually. In terms of generating food and I have extra reed, I'd actually really like the Acorn's back. The hand truck looks okay, but I just don't think I'm really baking this game, and I don't have bake help, so I don't want it. Hand plow looks okay. I mean, this is not a Stork's game plan. I could try to force out 5 ox, but then how many rooms am I building? It's not going to happen. You feel like value assets would be a win more card for me, or don't win at all. I think that's kind of agreed, Gonzo. Plow, in your opinion, because we have good crop support. I think I agree. I think it has to be this. Like, I have reason to want fields. I might be wanting to plant crops to eat. I've not seen plow help outside of this hand plow. The ox didn't really have plow help, so mining hammer is always welcome. Shifting cultivation is welcome. Dwelling plan is fine. Small basket. Small basket is going to make the corn maker go absolutely insane, which is unfortunate. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of funny with potato planter dedrafted. I don't think I'm dedrafting it here because there's other good things. I agree. The thing is, small basket potato planter could be nutty. But how do I really want to set that up? I don't know. Maybe. Also, just taking mining hammer is totally fine. How often is this actually going to work with potato planter? The problem is I'm leaving reed piles. I also kind of want a BMW with buyer. If somebody else is going to do this, buyer also gets a little nutty, but rip all the must-have stable cards you passed on. Yeah, passing miner hammer is criminal here. I think that's probably true. I mean, we passed the Stockman and other things. I'm not sure we run out of stone. Actually, we probably do run out of stone, right? I can buy some stone. I'm going to have tons of reed. I probably do run out of stone, too. I should just do this. Well, that's one reason to not take the mining hammer. The luxurious hostel is hilarious with the butler, but like, there's no way that we could actually hit that. Mineral feeder is actually not terrible here either in terms of it's just a read to a point. I don't think this is Wooden Way Bucket because I already have some stable help, and it's not clear how many times I'm gonna actually do some other stuff. It can't be Luxurious Hostel, so then it is Mineral Feeder or Granary. You've been high on dwelling lately. Feels like just reno pressure. Oh, I agree. I like dwelling plan too. To just have a dwelling, even to be able to start player reno in the late game is very powerful sometimes, right? Like being able to turn your reno action into an SP, great. Um, I can have tons of read in this hand though, right? I have a grocer and a buyer, and I might not get BMW. I'm probably not having a sheep in a pasture though. This is probably just a read to a point. Having extra grain could be good, although this is a lot of resources. I think this is too many resources. I think I just take a read to a point. Wooden Way Bucket's another card that's very underrated, but you agree it's sad to see her after taking the mining. Yeah. You hate miners with food costs because you're not savvy at managing the food tempo. I mean, mining hammer or like the Wooden Way Bucket's still totally fine, but I don't need it here. Unfortunately, I don't think It would mostly be for 2 stables and paying a wood and a food and then having to take like 2 cows later. The granary is still tempting because the granary is another way we could potentially feed. Because if we have a granary, we could potentially actually feed on some grain. But then we're gonna have to play a granary, and I just don't know when we're gonna do that. Because I also want to play a hearth. Yeah, screw it. We're gonna not do that, but it's tempting. Bucksaw comes back. I forgot Bucksaw might come back. So Bucksaw with Mining Hammer is a ton of reason to get the Renos in. And Bucksaw is also quasi a reason not to have taken the granary. Credit is also not terrible here. Butter churn is not terrible here. The stable yard is quasi terrible because I don't have 3 stables. Do I actually have enough wood to pitch to Bucksaw is the new question. I don't know if I have enough wood for plain hamburgers giving birth. Wow, okay, you guys need to. I think one of the real skills that the top players have, and are especially like Gray is increasingly showing, is like just setting up strong food is so powerful because so many cards in Revised cost food but give you incredible things. Grocer supports cards like Mining Hammer and Bucksaw because it's giving me read. I agree. I'm getting the Reno read is trivial here, but I'm a little terrified of how much wood this costs. I also just don't hate credit for late in the game, just an easy 5 food. Like, you play this in round 11, and then you net 4 food on a start. I don't hate that. You think credit for sure? I don't know if it's for sure, but I think it's very reasonable. I mean, Bucksaw could be good, but it's requiring 3 extra wood to my game. You think all 4 are defensible? I think Stable Yard's not particularly defensible. With Constable, I guess you could argue, but like the 3 stables is awkward. I'd have to get an extra one. Butter churn could be the answer also. Like, it's just unclear when I'm going to have breeding animals. So I guess I am going to just be lamb. I'm going to take credit. I'm going to be super flexible. Hand plow came back, not the acorns, so that's a little sad, but I don't dislike having a hand plow in this draft either. Just give me more plow help. I have no idea what all the other players are doing for fields, but I'll be pretty happy to not contest them too much. Seaweed fertilizer, I think, is just way too expensive, and the thing comes at the wrong time. While Small Basket came back around. Feels like an early Hearth. Oh, Hearth is definitely on the game plan. I don't. Game Trade is kind of cute also in a Constable game, but I think Small Basket Potato Planter could still yet be a thing for us. I'm gonna do this. I don't know if it's the right play, but I will just play Constable in round 1 this game, or am I gonna actually play the Potato Planter and use it for food? I don't know yet. The Potato Planter costs me a lot of weird actions. You're all aboard the Potato Planter Small Basket. I did say I wanted to be a little more exploratory with some cards, and it certainly is a fun exploration type thing to do. I'm just not sure it's good. It means that I'm taking a lot of read actions, and what am I doing with that read? Of like, I guess get a BMW, but like, do I get a BMW this game? Who knows? Junior Artist is getting played. I'd assume the Conjure wound up there. 1 read, 1 veg is a great 8th action this round. Sure. Private Teacher gets played. Okay, so Ox are about to be a lot easier. Are we afraid of a private teacher? Not really anything we passed makes us afraid of a private teacher. I will start player hand plow, by the way, if I get start player back. Absolutely, I'll slam SP hand plow. There was a greengrocer. There was a greengrocer, that's true. Okay, never mind. I am slightly afraid. Greengrocer private teacher is annoying. It's not that afraid, though, I guess. Getting extra veggies, well, yeah, getting a grain veg Ock action is pretty nuts. We'll see. There is a Stork's Nest, that's true. I'm not that afraid of Stork's Nest, though. Stork's Nest still requires a lot to make work. But there is going to be significant Hearth competition if Greengrocer comes down. So if I start player hand plow and 4 clay is left, which it might be, possibly, I'm not sure. Teal is taking a long time to think here. But if Teal's not interested in 2 clay, presumably it's going to be gray, and I would be very happy to take the first clay grab of the game if it's 4 clay and lock up Hearth, and then do buyer stuff and all that. Wow. So I guess I'm glad that I didn't have a potato planter because holy crap. If I had potato planter here, I would be sad. And it is green grocer. Good memory. I'm just gonna play hand plow into 4 clay. Hand plow into 4 clay. I could mining hammer arguably, but I think I'd rather make sure this hand plow comes down at a time where the field is gonna. I mean, I might not need this field this early, but I'm very content making sure the hand plow gets played. The mining hammer can come significantly later. We still don't see major, so that's unfortunate. But I'm gonna slam this 4 clay and try to lock in the hearth. Also, I'm getting back a good action. I'm probably getting Ock back, presumably, because you can't imagine the private teacher's going to Ock here. Um, the junior artist is probably going to Ock here. Day labor into Ock. But then the private teacher will RSF. I will play an occupation. I might play the buyer. Do I ever play the buyer? Do I ever play the buyer? I'm assuming this is day labor into conjure with junior artist, is my guess. Day labor into Ock Conjure, and then next round or next action go day labor into traveling is pretty funny. It's actually wow, it's Cottager. Okay, Cottager Junior Artist is also reasonably good. But I would have played Conjure there, assuming they have it. But wow, it's Plow. We get RSF back. That's incredible. I mean, plowing makes a decent amount of sense, especially if this private teacher found any reason to plant crops early, but that's scary if they do have a reason to plant crops early. But I'll absolutely slam RSF here rather than worried about playing an Ock that I don't super need. Very happy with this. Very content. The food is a little tight now early too, by the way. Like, there's a lot of food going out of the game with the private teacher paying for Ox. Yeah, this looks like a decent start for us from 4 seed at least. It could have been a lot grosser than this. Is it possible that Koki Loki has a? Is it possible Koki Loki has a cesspit? Could that also be a plow? Like, is Koki Loki setting up cesspit via plows? That'd be pretty gross. Wow, another single read action early. What the heck is this game? Maybe Seducer. Um, yeah, I guess there's that Seducer, but I just don't. I don't think that's very strong. But you're right. It could be a Seducer play, but meh. I don't know what the plow doesn't. I guess you plow because you can plant. I don't know. I don't think the plow makes sense with Seducer here though. Um, my guess is that Koki got the carry. He's even set up an insane game. Could be, could be. We'll find out. Um, what are these single read actions though? Holy crap, we're in a weird game. We've seen multiple single read grabs. I'm so glad I didn't potato planter. There is the conjurer. I think playing the cottager first is crazy. This is insane. I cannot believe that they didn't play conjure then jump into conjure. I mean they're gonna jump into conjure next round now, but like it's maybe not your guess, but your hope. It would be fun to watch. Fair enough. I mean, we'll see. It could be so many things. Layabout for Koki Loki, just going to get through this harvest. But it makes even less sense than to plant because sowing means you don't harvest. So this layabout's actually kind of confusing also. But okay, so I'm being left 4 wood, but I think I actually, unfortunately, would rather have the RSF. With people taking single reads so much, I'd rather take RSF. Plus, this still allows me to consider a BMW now. With my buyer and everything, it's tempting. It is late major, so unfortunately, I could get a little messed up on getting the hearth or whatever. Wow, red's gonna Ock rather than take 4 wood. Oh, because they have a childless, so that's why they single readed. I mean, that makes sense. That's the correct move from them. I'm gonna get 3 wood back on the wheel. It looks like. I mean, I can't imagine I get 4 wood, but I'll take 3 wood. I don't really have a reason to Ock. I also could block the conjure. It's kind of a thing I'd like to do, but I don't really need to take a 3 food action, but it's just funny. But I'll take the 3 wood. It's too good to pass up on. We'll just get that done. Just get that done. We got room parts. We got our hearth. We got food at least. The childless obviously builds. The conjurer should do junior artist into conjuring. And then Koki Loki is gonna plow. I don't know. Next round when major flips, I just open with hearth. I could just open another RSF also. We'll see. I guess building next round is somewhat interesting too. I don't know if red actually is going to try to fight for first growth or not. Oh, I also forgot one of my stone is really for forest stone, surely. Although I need to get an Ock out. But forest stone should be a nice trickle of food for me this game. Maybe the buyer's not getting played? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm just not too sad about this. Our early start player has lasted quite a while. We've gotten good actions. We've not taken any bad action. This is, yeah, just day labor. What is this? What are we doing? Why is Teal confused? It's day labor to conjure all day here. You can't greed this conjure any more than this. Or you shouldn't. Holy shit, they're starting. See, this is crazy to me. What the tarnation is this? Horse-drawn boat. Okay, I mean, horse-drawn boat's very cool. That's a very early horse-drawn boat. I just don't think it's good tempo to play it here. Like, they kind of have to open. They kind of have to open into traveling now, which I guess is not the end of the world. But I would have rather just played horse-drawn boat a round or two later. I don't think you need to play it this early, but. Alright, we're still in a slightly uphill battle because there is a childless in the game. Childless is always scary. The action spaces this round are good. The board is very good. We got 2/4 clay actions, 2/4 food actions, a 2 read action, RSF. There's still Freeock. Major finally flipped, and I just want a hearth. I am going to build a hearth right away. I think my opening action is still just hearth. I'm going to get it down. It means I get 3 sheep next round, so my food continues to be good. I think all of that's too important to mess around with. Teal is just going to open day labor into travel. That's fine. My second move might be just build a room here and see if red wants to SP or not. Oh my god, it's not traveling players? What in tarnation? Okay, they just clicked wrong. Why are we undoing Teal? Why are we so unsure of ourselves? Go do the travel. You need to travel. This is not confusing. Okay, there you go. You figured it out. Alright. Koki is gonna take 2 read. Yeah, that makes enough sense. I'm gonna just slam the hearth. I don't want to mess around. I want this thing too bad. And then I probably am building a room. Free Ocking Constable and having a bunch more wood, not opposed to it. But probably should just build the next room. And then we can think about what happens after that next round. But like, I just don't know. Like, I don't think red should start player, right? Like, I don't think red should fight for growth. So I think building a room in front of childless makes some sense. And if red wants to squat for growth, I guess we let them. It'll be gross. It'll be annoying. But like, if red's gonna fight for growth, they're gonna do it against anybody, presumably. So I don't think building super is gonna change our life outcome. 4 clay to red. I'm a little sad that red didn't take 3 wood. I was really hoping red was taking the 3 wood action because it's possible red might start player because 6 wood's gonna be left. But there we go. Good man. Teal's taking some wood. No SP into 6 wood available. That's what we like to see. Koki Loki takes 2 wood. Gross. I mean, they have room parts, but now that Koki has room parts, I will build this round. I want to just get this build action out of the way, and I don't want to have to fight for it if family growth flips early. There's nothing else super important here. I mean, the RSF is nice, the Freeock Constable is nice, but Room build is mandatory. The other things are not. Not having an knockdown does make it a little harder to fight for growth here at the moment, though, because I'd love to play Forest Stone. Red is going to plow. Lots of early plows happening, which means there's less plow pressure later in the game now. There's still some, but I at least have a lot of plow help, obviously. I need a lot of wood. I need to take wood actions going forward. I also kind of need to take the sheep. I have a lot to do. I have a lot to do. Growth flips, though, so we just get to grow. Easy peasy. Perfect. Um, I will grow with nothing. That part sucks, but oh well. I will happily grow Nana here. I will not play credit. Credit, I think, is not worth it. My food's okay. I'm getting the sheep back, so like, I just grow Nana and it's fine. We accelerate after this point. Like, everything's gonna be fine. We're growing first. We can accelerate from here. We have a grocer. We have good stuff. It's gonna be fine. Koki should build. I don't know why he's undoing. Teal also has room parts now, so like, oh, but Teal, never mind. Teal has a cottager. Never mind. Koki doesn't really care about building. Koki has to debate if he wants to try starting and then see if Teal's gonna room block him. I guess is a theory, but yeah, slightly sad to be growing Nada here when I have so many miners that are otherwise playable, but it's gonna be okay. We're growing first, and we're getting the first sheep stack, and we still have lots of other good things coming. So it's gonna be okay. I need a lot of wood from here. I have to debate like if I can try to build a clay room later this game or something. Like in an early growth game, I should be going to 4 rooms. I just don't like the idea of trying to make that room out of wood when I've not really seen wood injection. I guess the conjurer adds a little bit of wood. There is a hedge keeper in the draft that somebody kept, but it's just not that much wood. And fencing early is so good for me with trying to get a bunch of animals going and doing buyer, and I need wood for turn rest plow and stuff. Koki Loki just settles on food after all that time. I will just grow Nada. I just don't think it's worth playing credit here when credit costs so much downstream food. I'd have to pay for credit here, 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 here. Like I guess it still would have net me a little food and it nets me food tempo, which is good, but I just don't actually think it's that valuable. If nobody pressures me on sheep, I could probably try to leave them for next round. Slightly dangerous. We'll see. I'm probably supposed to just take 3 sheep, but I'm gonna be mildly tempted to just free out the constable for 4 wood, since it's my last round to get 4 wood out of the constable, and I'm already talking about how much I want the wood. Also, I'm playing with some pretty slow players. Like, what the heck are we thinking about so much? Why are we not ready for our turns? I mean, look, I'm sure I'm gonna be slow later. I'm the streamer normally, blah blah blah. I take a long time. I'm sure it's fine, but yikes. Um, okay, what else is happening in the world? Koki Loki took a bunch of food for later. Room parts, room parts. Like, everybody has rooms at least, but nobody has extra wood after this. Like, I think the wood is going to be tight this game, especially with early growth. My prediction is that these 400 and 300 level players are too likely to wind up pushing rooms over farming, is my guess. But obviously, we don't know that. Also, it looks like this game's just gonna. I mean, I'm saying the game's gonna die. I guess they still have a minute left to think, but like, what the heck? Let's respect the timer. Luckily I have time, but I didn't necessarily expect to get into a 2-hour Agricola game, but that's very much what it looks like it's gonna be. We have early growth, so there's more actions in the game, and we are with slow players. Guess I'm gonna ask people if we can play slightly faster. Or they're gonna time out. I don't know. Nope. Okay, they're major minoring. They're gonna build a fireplace. They're building a clay oven. Okay, so they kept the hand truck as my guess. Um, Guessing they kept the hand truck, but the fact they just majored means my sheep are fairly safe here. Like I don't know that anybody. Okay, Lolo said they had an urgent phone call, so okay. Lolo should start player to grow, but I don't know if they will. But you assume that's what's happening. Teal gets to do their cool day labor build into tree cutter. They're doing some fun junior artist stuff. Tree cutter looks reasonable here too. Tree cutter combos with the conjure because if they let traveling grow to 3, tree cutter works. So that's kind of cute. Koki's also gonna build here, so Lolo definitely should SP. There's a giant pile of wood that's gonna be left. That part's kind of unfortunate. Okay. Just gotta think here. It might be right to just take the sheep now because there's going to be such crazy board actions next round. Like, I don't really want to first action the sheep. I also talked about wanting to free Ock, but I'm not getting free Ock here, so I don't really want to pay a food for an Ock at the moment. It's just not that important. I think I'm going to take the sheep. It almost certainly means Red's going to start player into grow. Teal's going to start player. Koki's going to get 6 wood. I'm going to get 4 wood, and that's just life. I think that's okay. Koki getting 6 wood is a little scary, but like I get 4 wood this way. Yeah, this is fine. And I get my sheep. I get my food kind of settled. I can consider getting the buyer going. I can consider spamming some more RSFs. I can consider just RSF into the well, I guess. I want Forest Stone. I want a lot of stuff. It's good to have actions. Growing Nada sucked. That's the only sad part about our beginning here is that we had to grow Nada, but we had to grow Nada, so be it. Red plays seaweed fertilizer. So they're gonna get extra grain when they take unconditional sows. My guess is they have a hand truck. And they're planning to just spam sow bake some, which is not the craziest thing. Oh, I get a plow. That's right. Wee! Free field. Thank you, hand plow. Grow for red, that's the correct play. Teal has to start player. Koki Loki gets 6 wood. We're passing around the other plow help in the game. So it looks like red's partly just wanting to sow some grain fields here. Um, each time after you take a sow, you get a grain. Oh, this works for sow bake though, doesn't it? Holy crap, Teal didn't start player and took the clay. Okay, now they're rethinking. I'm like, Teal needs to start here. Otherwise, Koki starts to grow and I get 6 wood. Let's sign me up. I would love that, but I'm gonna take 4 wood. I also could take the 6 clay and think about a clay room, but wow, I'm not getting 6 clay. Teal's taking 6 clay and telling Koki Loki they can grow next. That's wild. Koki should start player, but if Koki takes 6 wood, I can't do anything about it. Wow, yeah, this is gross. Teal has the carrot museum. This is gross that my opponents aren't fighting for growth and instead are fighting for resources that I'm supposed to be getting, but I got the 4 wood I wanted. I just don't understand. I guess they weren't ready to have minor improvements played yet, and so they're like that clay is actually a granary. I don't know. It's gonna be okay here, regardless. I suspect Teal is gonna start player. Koki's gonna take more wood. Gonna take clay. I don't know. I'm surprised by this. Wow, Teal's not starting. What's happening here? What am I missing? Teal wants a fireplace that bad because they have sheep coming in. They don't care about growing. Yeah, now Koki's gonna start. Okay, I don't know what happened, but now the real question is, am I fighting my way into the growth queue because Teal effed up? I can take 2 reed, 3 wood here and try to start build. I don't think that's particularly good, but I don't think it's particularly bad. Oh boy, does start build work? Teal would have to build a single stable, which, like, even then it means that I grow. If Teal builds a single stable, I still lock in. I still lock in growing in round 9, right? Because, well, Teal can build rooms on day labor, but they're not going to have the resources to get in on the queue. No way they have resources to get in the queue, right? So if I get blocked on room build in 7, I build a room in 8. There's no way Teal has room parts and grows in front of me in round 9, right? It's unlikely. I talked about how I'm hesitant to build a wood room, right? I talked about how I'm hesitant to build another wood room when I need to spend wood on turn rest plow and mining hammer, and yet potentially growing very fast here and forcing Teal to stable block in a very not desirable position, I think is worth it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm being allowed to try it. I'm gonna try it, I think. I don't totally know if this is correct, to be honest, but like, Teal's messing around with the growth queue. They decided to spend 6 clay and build a fireplace. I'm gonna try messing with them and see what happens. If they want a stable block, they can stable block. I don't even think stable blocking hurts me that much, to be honest. Because I'm still getting into the growth queue. I'm still manipulating the growth queue in my favor here, I think. So value assets from Koki Loki. He understands a good card when he sees one. That's fine. We're gonna start player, and I am gonna slam down. Oh, I can't even play Forest Stone. Hilarious. I forgot. Well, I was gonna play Forest Stone, but that's okay. We can play Mining Hammer and still pull this off. But yeah, I should really get ready to play Forest Stone. I would like Forest Stone working soon. All right, we're gonna see if Teal wants to stable block. I'm not sure. It's probably correct for Teal to stable block. It's just sad for him. It looks like he's going to decline stable blocking, so this is ideal. I will build a room and play an Ock. Oh, he's rethinking. He might realize he has to stable block. Nope, he just has no clue how to use Junior Artist ever. He's probably just protecting his Conjurer here, is my guess. Jumps over to Conjurer. No, he's going to Lessons again. Interesting. He's storking. He's storking. Duh, Teal is storking. Teal is storking instead of playing the growth queue normal. Adding extra growth to the game, I think, is pretty wild for Teal. But I will happily take the growth. I will happily grow in rounds 5 and 8 and claim that I will accelerate from there. Could it get pretty ugly for me? Yeah, good. But I'm okay with this. I would like to play an occupation. I probably play the buyer finally and start buying stuff from here. Buyer looks pretty good, especially if nobody touches the sheep, because then I can buy sheep. I can buy the stone. I can buy reed. Like I'm happy. I think buying almost everything. I still don't mind getting the constable. I could play the stone carver for food alternatively. Food tempo on stone carver Ock here is mildly tempting, but screw it. I'm gonna play buyer. And we'll grow with forest stone, pay stone for it, and then we'll start trying to see how ugly the board can get, because the board's gonna get super ugly from here. The actions are gonna be so bad for so many people. I'm gonna try to get a BMW going in the next stage. And otherwise, we're gonna try to eke out actions with everybody else, particularly wood. Wood is gonna be really gross. There's far too many actions in the game. Wow, we're getting ock blocked. Well, that sucks. That's not super shocking, but I have to grow. I have to grow. I guess mineral feeder if I get reedstone food, and if I don't get reedstone food, I'm growing credit. I guess I can grow credit. Yeah, I don't get reedstone food. Ugh, ugh. Well, this was not the outcome we were hoping for. Gross. Sheepwalker gets played. What the heck? Well, I'm just taking sheep here, aren't I? They've left me no good actions. Why did Sheepwalker have to get played there? Gross. Absolutely gross. Yeah, we got Ock blocked, and that sucks because now we're growing. I guess I just grow credit and I suck it up, but not getting to grow with Forest Stone is very annoying. Whatever. We're gonna have relatively easy Ock actions later, and we'll just take for food. It's not the dream, but okay. Teal, I should have known Teal was taking RSF though, right? Teal 100% has Storks. Teal has decided they're growing with Storks next round. So Teal is going to start player Storks after I grow with credit. So there is a beer table in the game. Gross. Okay. Well, that's the childless beer table is pretty scary. Yeah, the childless beer table is pretty scary. That's a lot of points, and my game's not that good. My game's not like that bad. I'm growing fast, but all I have going for me is that I've grown fast. I mean, I have a grocer and stuff, but like I need to acquire point ceiling and stuff, and I'm getting blocked from my ideal sequences, and the board is about to get real gross. There's so many actions uh, with this freaking Stork's Nest in the game. I should have realized Teal didn't care about the growth queue because they were going for Stork's game plan, which, by the way, I think is a really bad idea for them. I think Teal was supposed to SP and not let Koki grow so fast, but I think this room is going to turn out to be kind of a trap for me that I fell right into, even though I kind of knew it might be that, because I'm going to have no wood. I could, I guess, just take 4 wood here and see how committed to Stork's Teal is. Teal probably just grows with Stork's Nest, and then I get delayed growth around, though. Delaying my growth around is probably not worth it, but god, this is the last 4 wood action the game's ever going to see. Is it ever correct for me to delay growth? I mean, the dream is that Teal doesn't block me. That's kind of the, like, how committed is Teal to storking instead of just growing normally? I always grow next round. I'm growing credit, which I don't really like anyhow also. I get to grow the forest stone if I delay here. Crazy enough, I think I'm gonna risk this. This could be insane. I worked hard to fight my way into the growth queue, and now I'm just gonna be like, nah, don't actually care. But that's what I'm gonna do. Love seeing first action plow because I don't care about plows yet. I care about wood. Teal is not even gonna block my grow. Excellent. I mean, maybe they'll realize in a second, but no, they're committed. They are committed. Glorious. Oh, nope, nope. They realized. They realized. We almost got him, team. We almost got him. Almost. Yeah, they realize. It's fine. It's okay. We knew this was coming. Wheel plow. Wow. Okay, so the wood pressure is insane, though, so I'm not too sad about this outcome. Wheel plow is excellent plow support, though, so everybody's plowing relatively easily, actually. So fields aren't going to be that crazy, but wood is super contested. Wow, and Koki's going to start with carrots. Wow, Koki does have the carrot. My god. Why did I have to be in a draft that actually had a freaking Carrot Museum beer table and then a potato ridger for the Carrot Museum, dude? That's crazy. I mean, you did call it, but holy shit. Okay, well, I mean, Koki has wood figured out, kind of. I'm just gonna take 3 more wood, though, right? Like, wood is crazy. Like, I just take the wood. be relatively happy with this. I'll grow next round. It's fine. Senses when Carrot Museum's in the draft, but gets taken by Cookie. Indeed, you called it. You called it. I will ock out Buyer here. Teal's presumably conjuring. So Koki Loki presumably doesn't ock. Koki Loki needs to sow. Yeah, okay, so this is still fine at least. This round went okay for us. We almost got away with the grow, but that was Reno de Labor. Okay. It's fine. Go into the conjure, the tree cutter. This tree cutter and the conjure is going to be kind of useful to generate wood because wood is, yeah, wood's tight. I'm opening next round with 3 more wood, so that's good. My food is gonna get sketchy. The forest stone is gonna help, but gosh, the buyer and the grocer are gonna require a lot of help still. But does seem like a sad wood game. Carrot would have been. I mean, Carrot Museum would have been so good for us. We could have absolutely abused Carrot Museum with first grow this game. I would have been able to do some stuff with. Well, maybe I wouldn't have been able to as easily as I'd like, though. To be honest, the potato planter like could have worked. Although I still have this small basket too. Not that I have any ox played yet. Oh, hilarious. I will be ocking here. Free ock. I will free ock the buyer. I'm gonna try buying this stuff. I'm gonna claim nobody else can reasonably consider BMW besides me. I'll play the buyer. I'll take 2 read myself if I play buyer maybe, but is Constable off the team or are we being sneaky? You had to step away from meeting. Constable's not off the team, but I think I'm increasingly towards it being sneaky. Although getting 3 wood from it is very tempting here. Like I'm not sad about playing a 3 wood Ock because I think wood is so tight. Wow, Koki Loki is Ocking. We have no luck this game though. Holy shit. I mean, you're a private teacher. Why are you Ocking? Just so bake. Get your damn things in the ground. I guess you don't want your things in the ground. You'd rather have wood? I guess you'd rather have wood. You have a cord maker. Okay. He wants the wood? He wants the wood, sure. I just can't believe that he's manually ocking and now he doesn't have food to ock on, like, grain seeds. Like, you have another action left. Surely... I guess he's just gonna raw eat a grain, actually. But what are we playing Corn Maker for? We can't even afford to buy veg. I don't... I don't understand. Don't understand. I don't feel like that's a very good move, but whatever. It's mostly because I'm annoyed because I have to pay a food. Like, I guess I pay a food. Um... Yeah, whatever. I do. I still do this. Is buyer correct? I have to consider if buyer's correct. I'm not sure I have the food to run buyer, but I want to. I want to have the ability to play and run buyer this game, but I'm paying a lot of food to other people. It's buying me extra animals at least. Eventually, buys me animals. It buys me. See, the problem is I'm the guy that's mostly going to be taking most of these actions besides stone. It does buy me a couple stone, but it's very expensive. Screw it. Let's just play the constable for wood. Feels like joiners to play. I'd like the BMW. I'll play a constable. I'll get the wood going. I'd like 3 wood out of it. It means I can fence a lot sooner. I mean I'm close to fencing next round actually, right? I actually could just take 3 wood to open next round and consider fencing. Um, yeah. Honestly, actually, that might just be the game plan. Just be the first defense. This forest stone's not going to be that much food, unfortunately, then, actually. The forest stone should have come down a lot sooner this game for food tempo, but meh. I could grow credit alternatively, I guess. Growing credit around 9's not that bad, because then there's only 2 rounds I have to pay for, 10 and 12. But I can just save... I can still just save credit for later. Yeah, I'll just save credit for later, it's fine. It's fine. Koki is still gonna, yeah, eat a grain in order to run this. Interesting. I mean, it does get him another veg, so it makes sense. I'm just really surprised about the Ock. I just don't feel like manually Ock. I guess he had to set, he really wanted to set the grain seeds up, but he wasn't sure anybody else was gonna Ock, though. He doesn't know that I'm gonna Ock. So I guess that's probably the tough part, but... Koki Loki really needs sow next round, by the way. But I guess nobody else can sow. Well, no, Lolo can legally sow because of seaweed? Maybe not. Maybe not, actually. I'm not sure. Lolo doing this sow bake stuff is adding a lot of food to the game, at least. So that's good news. I think I am just always taking 3 wood next round. I take 3 wood. I can grow something. And maybe it is. I can't quite. I can fence, but I can kind of not fence. Having to pay a food was annoying. Koki has the hedge keeper. That's. I actually think I'm happy Koki having the hedge keeper. It means that red and teal have pretty awful wood issues. Um, Although I guess it's a problem because it means Koki's gonna fence in front of me. Never mind, that's pretty bad. Koki fencing in front of me is not the player I want fencing in front of me. Because I want to be the guy getting to fence and take animal pairs. I don't want Koki getting animal pairs on me. We'll see. Koki's opening 3 stone. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, actually. The game's crazy stone tight. I'll take 3 wood still, though, right? I also could take the 2 reed and go for, or 3 reed and go for the BMW, but I think I'm supposed to just take 3 wood. I think I'm supposed to rely on beer table, actually. Or just growing the credit. Wait a sec. I should just grow the credit, right? Just fence 14. I just fence 14 right now. 3 pastures, 4 spaces each. I have breeding room. Red starts. That's unfortunate. Why are we not taking 3 wood? Why are we starting? Wooden way bucket. Because we want to get stables while we sheep with Sheepwalker. I guess that's fine, but ugh. We did not want to see red starting. That's really unfortunate for us. I was hoping to fence and then get 3 pigs, or 2 pigs next round, but I don't know if that works anymore. But I still think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to fence here and hope that I have to assume red is going to use their beer table and I get a beer table food. It would seem pretty crazy for that not to work. Koki Loki needs to sow pretty badly. Probably is going to donk the well. Yeah, they need to sow pretty badly because of their potato ridger, but Koki generating lots of stone and wood with Carrot Museum. This is one of those games Carrot Museum feels close to bannable. Like, it's just like extra wood and stone is so valuable here. But it's fine. Carrot Museum is just like a highly variable card, and it's just unfortunate. It wound up in some of the other players' hands. We have a cool draft. We're doing fine enough things. We're probably gonna lose, but like, we'll see. I do still have a grocer hiding and stuff. It's just like generating the food for grocer in this game is gonna be hard. There actually was a carrot museum. Yes, there really was, Gordon. There really was a carrot museum, and it's pretty awful for us. Yeah. Koki Loki's sowing next action, so even though I claim everybody needs wood, somehow there's a 3 wood action, but I can't justifiably take it. I am gonna fence. I'm gonna fence and then hope I get 2 boars next round. I should get 2 boars next round. Nobody else really needs 2 boars, but you will find out. My food is not really gonna be great for quite a while, to be honest. But red is just slamming 2 sheep because they have a sheep walker and a wooden way bucket. This is where having Buyer down would have been cute, but like it's fine. I think red should be taking 3 wood. I think not taking wood is pretty wild. Red doesn't have wood. Oh, and they need a wood to use this, don't they? Yeah, they do. Red's game doesn't look particularly good to me because they have no wood. I think they need lots of wood, very badly. But they keep not taking it. But they have a beer table also, so like it can't be that bad. Their game just can't be that bad. As much as I keep talking about wanting to grow this forest stone, I think I am growing the credit here. Just I don't need to risk forest stone being down yet. Although I want Forest Stone down. Oh, God, okay, I really kind of want to grow Forest Stone and assume that red is using beer table because it would seem crazy for red not to beer table. I also could just delay growth another round and take sheep here and have breeding sheep. How absolutely insane is that to continue delaying growth for me? It's pretty freaking nuts, right? Just voluntarily keep pushing grow back. We know red is taking the sheep, though. That's like the weird thing here. And so then how are we ever going to get breeding sheep going if I don't take these here? Weird. Delayed growth constantly feels so wrong after we fought so hard to get into the growth queue, though. And yet, maybe it's correct? If I don't grow, blue can build. Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Never mind. Yeah, that's a great point, Gordon. Teal's absolutely building a clay room here. Teal's 100% building a clay room here on day labor. Yeah, that's okay. Well, that's yeah. We can't dick around any longer. Can't mess around any longer. All right, I'm gonna get greedy. I'm gonna assume that red always beer tables, and if red doesn't beer table, so be it. But I think this accelerates our game in meaningful ways. And I'm gonna greed out not playing credit and just plan on beer table happening. If red decides to give me a beggar and ruin my constable, well, kudos to them. It's very reasonable for them to do that. This is incredibly greedy of me, but I'm gonna do it because I'm a madman. Like the thing is, if red does block me, like it kind of makes sense, but it also kind of doesn't, right? Like red needs those beer table points; they're super set up for it. But I'm making it very tempting for them to not if they pay attention to my food situation. So like, meh. All right. We need to start thinking about renovations. So 4 clay looks like a pretty good action next round. We do have lots of actions. I need the 2 boar. Taking 5 food bottom feeding next round is definitely on the list. I don't think Buyer is getting played. Yeah, I don't think Buyer can get played. It's possible that we play Potato Planter. Maybe. But we'll see. Teal does day labor build into Conjure, I assume. I guess they could jump into Ock, but I'd be surprised if they have anything worth Ocking. But jumping to Traveling here is pretty cool. This Junior Artist is pretty good. Wow, it is jump to Ock. They do have something. Okay, well, that's a concern. Sheepkeeper. That seems... Well, I guess they have the horse-drawn boat, but like don't have fences or a way to hold them, so like seems unlikely. All right, come on, harvest actions. Potato Ridger goes. That was assumed. Come on, red. Are they gonna give me a beggar? No, they pay for beer table. We get away with it. Yay, team. That was close. I probably should have grown credit in most sane worlds, but I was a greedy son of a gun, and we were not punished, even though we could have been mega punished. I think the thing I didn't think about was the fact that it denied me Constable. The fact that it denied me Constable means that, honestly, Red should have probably... It's very tempting for Red to do that and just throw me out of the game. But they didn't. So, yay. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that was correct of them, but I do need to fight my way in to get another plow action this game at some point. Plows aren't super tight, but they're fairly tight because people still want to plow so much. Actually, this wheel plow adds some plows to the game. But yeah, I definitely want to play turn rest plow still, so I'm gonna need to prioritize doing that. I will take 1 cow this round. I'm very happy taking 1 cow into 1 cow with all these actions and try to get cows breeding this harvest. The goal is to take animal pairs and somehow actually breed them and generate food, and then after this harvest, in this stage, we'll finally be able to grocer with all of our breeding animals. But like generating enough food to run grocer is still a huge problem for us. Um, I'm slamming these 2 pigs. I don't really think anybody else wants the 2 pigs, but I need the 2 pigs. Like I need them. I would like 3 wood very badly because it unlocks turn rest plow, but like I can't. So the wheel plow activated there on barrel pusher. That makes sense. Wheel plow's now done. Yeah, wheel plow's done, but it's a good plow. That was definitely good for Teal. Teal's game is looking pretty good. Teal generating extra wood via funky ways is unfortunate for me. Fencing from Koki Loki is a super, super duper clear signal to take the damn boar. Gotta take the damn boar. Lots of major improvements left. I mean, Koki Loki has a well whenever he wants it, and he's getting tons of stone in this round too, actually. So Koki's probably building the well at some point. Did he value asset something? I assume he did. Yeah, he just bought another wood because it's that game. Gosh, yeah, it's so tempting to take 3 wood here. Being last was unfortunate, but hey, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. We at least get the pigs. That's what we needed. I mean, we need a lot of food. I want the 5 food bottom feeding pretty badly. Oh, and there it goes. Okay. Mildly surprised that Red did that when Red has So Bake as a feeding engine and stuff, but yeah, this makes it tight on me. Teal is throwing a shifting cultivation around the table. I like that. I'm not sure Koki Loki cares about 3 wood. I might get 3 wood here, although no, Teal's now thinking about it. Teal probably should just take 3 wood themselves and then grow. I will just take a cow now, assuming Koki Loki doesn't, but Koki might take cow, in which case then I get my 4 clay out of the way. I guess I get 4 clay out of the way and then I consider playing potato planter. But if Teal's going to leave 3 wood, I'll take 3 wood into food. Granary from Teal. Presumably out of clay, but like, why are we playing Granary? We have a Conjure. I would not play Granary here, but okay. Koki Loki is getting the well locked up. That makes sense. I am just going to slam 3 wood. I think Red and Teal are undervaluing wood to just crazy levels. I can't believe Red actually took 5 food over 3 wood, to be honest. They need wood so badly, and the longer they can't really contest animal stacks, the better for me, because then I might actually get animal stacks. Although it looks like Red's going to freaking take a single sheep. Oh, nope, they're going to Ock, okay. Seducer! Ah, that's part of why Red was setting up Sheepwalker. They wanted to seduce. Okay. So this is where I think Seducer is super weak. I just don't... Red just paid a ton of crap in order to seduce. A ton of crap. And I just don't think it advances their games in significant ways. Churchyard for Teal, that's cute. Okay, so that's why they grew. They wanted to set up Churchyard. That's neat. But yeah, I think Seducer is just way too expensive here. Red has no sheep now. Red has no veggies now. Red lost the grain. They lost their only stone. And what do they get? They get a bunch of actions that is going to hopefully generate those things back. But we'll see. I'll take single cow here super fast. If Koki doesn't take single cow, I'm taking single cow. I'm not leaving a pair of cows to Koki Loki. I would love to be breeding cows. And partly getting action advantage means not making anything good on the table. So yeah, I'll take a cow. The 4 clay still looks good. Koki's gonna take the cow though. That's pretty. That's the right move. It's sad for everybody, but make everybody sad. I mean, Koki Loki's still getting tons of wood and stone here. It's gross. Hedgekeeper's still great for him, so whatever. It looks like I do 4 clay and potato planter. I have 2 actions back to back, so I think 4 clay potato planter is fine. Maybe not potato planter. Let's think about this. Is it actually play potato planter here? I mean, how many veg am I actually getting from potato planter, and how much food is that actually? It might not be correct. It might just be right to just RSF here, and then try to take 2 reed next round for BMW stuff. Nobody's going for the BMW yet. I think that's actually meaningful food for me this game. I think I do this. I need a ton of food still. Like, it's not clear how I breed these boar at the moment. I want to breed the boar, but like, I can hardly even achieve that. I might not achieve breeding boar, actually, right? How am I actually ever doing this? I guess I could try to pull off 2 reed into BMW into like a 3 food action into I don't know what. It's probably not happening actually. But not breeding the boar here is kind of not an option. Always sad to see high draft picks bust. Yeah. Woodfield for Koki Loki. Wow, that's pretty nice. I at least get the sheep here. I will snap these sheep, and I mean, the dream is that I am breeding animals, right? I gotta try to find a way to take sheep, then take 2 reed, then BMW, then like take a veg, or take a single pig. That gets me through the harvest. That's probably what I have to try to do. And then I try to start player turn rest plow in round 12. So I can get plow sow in 13. Constable is still a little tricky here because I need to fill one more space, and it's not clear when I get that. I guess I get that plow next round. I should just plow next round. I should plow and then work to start player turn rest. Although with all of these actions on the table, start player could be pretty contested. Although wood should be contested because, yeah, again, my god, do these players need wood. I just don't think I have enough ceiling to actually win this game at this point. Like, I think Koki's probably going to win this on the back of just a sick carrot museum in a crazy game. Well, and a private teacher. I mean, private teacher, greengrocer, carrot museum is certainly very welcome efficiencies. But I might take a cow here, by the way, actually. Cow is a 4 food action for me, and 4 food actions are tempting. But Koki's taking it right when he's supposed to. Okay. Now I will take 2 reed and go for BMW. I wish I could renovate BMW. That's what but I'm 1 reed short of pulling that off this harvest. So we'll feed Koki Loki more grain, which, yeah, this corn maker just doesn't really matter. But I have to try to breed all these animals, I think. I think it's too valuable, but my food is, yeah, so tight. The fact that Red took 5 food last round's unfortunate, but I understand why. Red's food is also, like, very scary here. I don't know what Red's doing to get through this harvest. I guess just spamming So Bake right now, although, yeah, they have a grain. They do have a grain. Red probably has to just hit So Bake. Red can renovate. That's okay. The Reno Q is definitely scary. Reno Q is definitely a concern. Hopefully somebody else renovates this round because I can't. Joinery can still save us. Joinery can save us, that's true. We could renovate joinery here because we could assume beer table happens again. Oh, we also still have credit. Wait a sec. We have credit. Oh my god, why have I been forgetting about credit? Wait a second. Oh, and we're getting blocked on BMW anyhow? Holy shit. I guess, yeah, this is something. This is joinery. This is probably joinery. Why are we not fencing again? We have a hedge keeper. Fence again. Don't, yeah. There you go. You figured it out. Kogi Loki stream sniping. He should fence again. He has a hedge keeper, and he should keep the fence pressure up. It makes it far more likely that he gets 2 boar next round and stuff. Koki Loki is sad about his fencing arrangement. Apparently he wants to fence big. Oh yeah, his fencing arrangement's actually awful. Yeah, never mind, because he can't. He should be fencing big on 3 rooms, but he put his fences in the wrong spot because now he can't. He can fence big if he wants, but then he has, yeah, dead zone now. This is actually really bad. He just put that in chat, but well, that's welcome. Koki Loki made a layout mistake for us, so that's appreciated. It's definitely appreciated. Okay, so let's think about this for a sec. Renovate credit actually is pretty legit here, right? It could be newly plowed. Newly plowed would be sweet. That would be a sweet out. What if we just renovate credit? Reno credit. Or we build BMW, or we reno credit and then we donk a BMW. No, if we reno credit, we still. How else are we getting food? We still would need. Well, no, yeah. See, the problem is we still need slight food if we do that. Reno credit, and then I guess I could Ox Stone Carver. We could start eating stone. Huh. It's actually pretty good, right? It's pretty reasonable. The Reno Q is kind of nasty, and if I play Stone Carver, I could try to still generate enough stone, maybe? Hmm. Let's try this. Actually, I think this is reasonable. I mean, I'm a little sad that I'm not building the BMW now this way. I mean, I'll try to get the BMW later, I guess, although I'm not sure I have the stone for it anymore. So this read action actually looks very questionable, given that this is now the plan. Yeah, this read action's very questionable now that this is the plan, but... Oh, wow, credit gives me 5 food immediately also. I forgot. Wait a sec. I don't need a food action then. I can technically get by without a food action because we almost certainly actually get beer table again. Yeah, we almost certainly actually get beer table, in which case I could just donk the BMW. Huh. I'm not sure that's worth it though. Stone Carver could be very worth it here. Play an action -3 stone to generate 9 food. It's not great, and yet I still need so much food. Potato Planter is better than Stone Carver? Is that true though? Is that actually true? Like, yeah, Potato Planter works this round, but then, like, what's the future? I guess BMW still has to be better than Stone Carver, too, right? I have enough extra reed, and I can use the BMW for the last couple harvests, even if I can't use it this harvest. Oh, and Teal renovates. Oh my god, I forgot Teal could renovate on the other spot. Okay, Teal's opening up the Reno queue even more. That's very welcome. Thank you, Teal. I have the hungriest farm in the world. I am very hungry. Potato digger from Teal. Damn. I didn't know Teal still had that. Teal's playing very well besides not having wood. Um, God, BMW, and then does that ever work? Maybe. Do I just take 2 boar next round? First action? I might just take 2 boar first action, right? I will just dog the BMW and claim this is a useful 6 food for me. I might not renovate to stone, which is sad given that I have this mining hammer and I probably need it for point ceiling, but maybe I get to stone still. Maybe. I might get to stone this way, actually, right? This is conceivable. I could try to take a 2 stone action in RSF and then buy my groceries in Reno. Like, I need 4 more stone if I'm not eating stone. That could work. That's possible. I do think I'm just opening 2 boar next round. I need the food too bad. 2 boar allows me to actually get the grocer and whatever, and then I'll try to wheel SP turn rest. But like my opponent should be taking wood. If my opponents don't take wood, I'll just take some wood actions on them because, yeah, like I don't know. Maybe I can't afford to be the guy enforcing stuff, but maybe I can. Taking 2 boar also makes Constable way harder. Maybe I can borrow some food from Teal. Honestly, actually, okay, see, the thing we think about here, too, actually, maybe Borrower does hit the table now. It's a super late Borrower, but if I open 2 boar, I think Constable is so tight that people are going to be taking single sheep, single boar. They're going to be taking stone piles because there's not much left to do, and I can just leech off all those actions. God, it's so much food. Buyer is a lot of food on top of Grocer, and yet I might go for it. I will owe 1 food worth of credit at the end of this round. Does Koki Loki ever open 2 boar here if Plauso flips? Probably shouldn't. Their crops are crazy. And the only way they feed is off Potato Ridger. Yeah, and it is Plauso, though. I think Koki Loki probably has to take Plow So here, and I'm supposed to take Plow, honestly, because I still do need an extra field. Although I can always stable this last spot if I can renovate. The other advantage to a late reno is I can stable instead of getting a fifth field. I will SP turn rest at some point, but I'm going to take these pigs. I'm going to take 6 food. I think I really need 6 food. I think it makes Constable way harder on the table, and I think that's potentially an out for me to be competitive. Koki sowed 4 veggies. I think he's rethinking that. I think sowing 4 veggies is probably wrong. I think he's supposed to sow 2 or 3 veggies. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Koki is at 29 points, which is kind of a problem. This Carrot Museum still might be just too much to overcome for me, but you just got back? Yeah, welcome. All right, we're going to slam these pigs. You called the carrots. Yeah, everybody did, but it actually existed, which is yeah, crazy, but all right. We'd like Plowback. Red should just take 4 wood here, probably, although red needs field still too, I guess. I'd like to wheel SP turn rest and then Ock the Grocer, I think is probably the play. The buyer can't actually be right, even though I just talked about it being funny. But I think it's got to be SP and then play the grocer. We can buy the whole groceries by eating 3 pigs. And then we can actually sow bake, or not, we can plow sow a bunch of grain and veg. The veg can partly be food. It's possible I actually take a manual veg just as another 6 food. If my round is turn rest grocer, taking 1 veg last action is not crazy. Also, just taking a cow because cows are getting tight for constable purposes. This round might just be SP turn rest if it comes back. Like, I definitely need to SP turn rest if it comes back, I think. I need this plow sow coming pretty soon. And plow sowing now so the veg come out and could possibly be food for me is, I think, very valuable. Luckily, my red and teal do finally have to prioritize wood. And Koki's going to take another field on the wheel. Perfect. I get to make Koki last now. The cow is definitely a concern, but these... I mean, red's going to fence now, I guess, but... I can't play turn rest plow because I don't have enough ox. I don't have enough ox, everybody. Forgot that's a thing. I can't play turn rest plow yet. All right. Well, that was an issue. That's an issue. We still can plow so in the final round and be okay. It's not our dream. It's definitely not our dream. But if that's what has to happen, it's what happens. But yeah, this SP turn rest is really important for us. So yeah. And the board is getting pretty bad, so somebody else probably starts. But who knows? I mean, the constable fight is still pretty crazy. Like, Koki Loki is at least having small issues in terms of... Well, they're not super point ceiling limited, but they're kind of running out of things to do on their farm, but I mean, they're getting pretty close to Constable. They need another field. But we'll see. At least we have a grocer. We got a grocer down. We got a BMW. We got a hearth. We're eking out the food. We owe a food to credit. That's not great. Our food is still very tight, but if we get SP back, we're okay. If we don't get SP back, our food also kind of becomes a problem because, yeah, using the turn rest in order to end ready is going to SP. God damn it. Your game is my nightmare. My game is just, my tempo is just wrong, and red starting is super unfortunate for us. Red should be fencing. There's a constable fence. It could be good, but you'd be so stressed out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to first action SP turn rest next round. I'm slamming a cow now. Oh, red's rethinking. Please rethink, red. Just fence. Just fence. Get your fences out of the way. Start contesting constable by taking animals. Even take a cow here and use your stupid wooden weigh bucket you had to get out so desperately. By the way, this is why Seducer sucks. I'd like to just reiterate it. They paid an animal and a veg that they still haven't recovered from, all for actions on a dead board. I mean, it's 3 points also, but like, this is one of these Seducers that I think is just garbage. Please don't start player. Also, please play though. Play in action. Even if it is start player, let's keep the game moving again. I'm definitely stressed out too, Gonzo, to be clear. Like, my game might be okay, but, like, it's fine. You feel like cheating out family growth cards are almost always overrated? At least 4 people have claimed to have called the carrots. Yes, I mean, a lot of people called the carrots, to be honest. It was a joke in chat, basically. It was a fun meme that many people mentioned, and then it actually turned true. Which is definitely, yeah, scary, but... Alright, Red did settle on fencing. I think that makes a lot of sense for Red. CW Gordon called it. You called it being in Koki's hand. Gotcha. Gordon was the guy. Sure. Whoever wants to take the most credit, go for it. Okay. Teal is going to start player, so it made it one step closer to us, but still not close enough. Shifting cultivation for Teal. So this is a little unfortunate because now Koki Loki has a guaranteed way to fill their last slot on their farm, so that's not ideal. I would like a cow here. I don't think Koki Loki can justifiably cow. I think Koki Loki has to consider RSF so they can reno. Or they could just donk a stone oven here for food, actually. That makes a ton of sense. Their food's very iffy, isn't it? Yes, Koki Loki's food is... Well, no, Potato Ridge is not iffy, but they are going to just stone oven. Okay. Cool. That's great. We're going to take a cow. We're going to take a cow. We're going to get to play Turn Us Plow into So Bake round 14. Things could be worse. Things could be worse. They could be better. Definitely could be better also. But they could be a lot worse than this. Our opponents have to scramble to take animals from here on out. Absolutely are scrambling to require animals. I mean, Koki Loki's probably going to get his animals. But, like, everybody else has to first action animals and that stuff. I should pretty freely be able to plow, think about renos. I guess Koki Loki's going to get grow next round, but then probably doesn't it constable? Not that Koki Loki needs to hit Constable, I suppose, in order to win. I also could try to breed cows now, by the way, by getting another cow action next round. But that also seems overly aggressive. I'm probably just taking 2 stone here and trying to get set up for a stone reno, because stone reno still is part of my point ceiling. I think that's probably true. How are we feeding still, by the way? Because I need to pay for grocer and get through the next harvest. I might have to consider bottom feeding. Actually, this 4 food's not terrible. Yeah, 2 stone goes, so there goes that stone reno plan. That's for a reno pottery, presumably. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm aiming for 2 stone next round and an RSF still. Is RSF better than 4 food? I guess not really. Actually, it is. RSF makes it much more likely we get the reno off. A beautiful sow action for Teal. Teal just needs, actual wooden fences and animals, which it looks like they're going to be too slow on to seriously do, so that's good. I guess I will RSF overtake for food action. My food's not that tight. Also, yeah, because I don't need the groceries until round 14, and so now I can pay for all the groceries at the start of round 14 after I breed more sheep and boar. So actually, I am okay. I can RSF. I open turn rest plow. I take 2 stone. I gotta buy all my groceries to renovate. That could be this catch, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're gonna pull off Stone Reno and Constable Farm. The problem is I don't really know that we're achieving enough else. Just keep remembering credit. I owe a food to credit. I'm aware. I'm paying a food to credit. Okay, red is renovating. That's fine. The reno queue is pretty open for my stone reno at least. So the stone reno being very open is nice. Red fence isn't even that bad for us because it gives us an extra thing. Just feels like a thing that'd be easy to forget. It is, but we're just doing it now. Teal is gonna day labor into conjurer. This is a sweet action for Teal, actually. This conjurer did turn out really good for Teal. Being able to cheat out this much wood off of them getting to cheat so much wood off tree cutter and conjurer is really keeping Teal's game alive here. I like how the option is pay a food or just take -3 points. I mean, that is what the options literally are, but it's very funny watching it like presented to you. Is that like, yeah? Would I like to take -3 points? No, no, I wouldn't. Teal's gonna grow. Okay, that makes sense. I assume Koki Loki's gonna plow. Actually, Koki Loki should take animals, right? We might get plow sow here. Do I take plow sow and then hope to wheel start player? The prompts in Caverna is so bad your friend took 2 beggars? Ooh, gross. I gotta pee quick. I'll be right back. Okay, this is tough. This is where, like, if I had enough time to really calc, I could figure out if I need to greed plow sow now and then hope SP wheels. Realistically, I'm supposed to just start player here and then open plow sow next round. I'd really love to try to eat my groceries, plow sow, and then wheel SP and plow sow again in 14. But I think, unfortunately, I can't justifiably do that, even though I think my opponents all have enough other things to be doing over starting. I think I'm the guy that should wheel start player, but it's just too risky that if I don't, my game goes pretty awfully. Like, if I get blocked on the turn rest plows, it's real bad. So I don't think I can risk this. Also, putting Koki Loki last has some small advantages. Um, like, Koki could get boar blocked. That'd be a real dream here if red takes a boar. But, I mean, red almost has to plow sow now. But it would be hilarious if Koki Loki could get blocked. But I have a stable on Redo coming in as well. I don't see a reason. Yeah, exactly. Like, I have an answer for how I'm filling the final space. With that said, it's still more overall points if I get plow sow into start player plow sow. It's still better, right? It's definitely better, and I might need that many points. It's not clear to me how many points is winning this game though. Like, Koki Loki gets a boar, eventually plows another space, maybe gets a Reno, maybe gets a grow. So Koki would get to, let's claim 36, Reno 39, Boar is 40, plus Constable's 43, plus Breed a little. I mean, Koki's like mid-40s though. Like, if I achieve a stone house and a Constable farm, I don't have that much off-board though. Like, see, I don't even know actually if I have enough to hit mid-40s. That's the problem. But I also need the 2 stone pretty badly, so like, it's fine. You're not sure Koki is beatable, so why worry about it? That's one theory. You think he gets 2 Renos? That's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Red has like no food again because Red set up pretty terrible feeding. Red needs to sow bake super badly. I'm actually mildly surprised Red is so taking plow sow, but I suppose they had to. But Teal needs more wood because they actually have to fence. I guess this should get me second place in most worlds. Like, Koki slams a boar here unless he's crazy. How is Koki getting 2 Renos, actually? There's no way Koki's getting 2 Renos. Wow, and he's plowing, even though he has a plow in hand. That is insane. Please boar block him, somebody. I can't justifiably boar block here. I gotta take this 2 stone, I think. Value asset. Okay, but he would have had to take a read and actually Reno there. I'm Renoing in the final round. I'm not going to Reno now, right? I mean, I guess I could. We'll see what happens. What am I doing here, by the way? Shouldn't I take that cow? I should breed that cow over the 2... No, I should take the 2 stone. But that cow is super good, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I maybe should have greeted the 2 stone. Greeting the 2 stone is very tempting. Who's taking 2 stone on me? I might regret that. Although it looks like the cow's gonna come back actually, because red is so damn hungry they can't take animals, and Koki always takes a boar, and teal needs to fence before animals. Okay, the cow comes back actually, which is awesome. With him plowing, there's no second Redo. Yeah, I think that plow is terrible from Koki Loki. He has a plow in hand. He has the passing plow. I guess he doesn't want to give me the passing plow because he's forgetting that I can stable this space now that I can Redo. I don't know. I think taking that plow is kind of wild, but I guess that's how he planned to hit Constable. But he needs that pig way worse. I think Red was supposed to pig block. All right, Teal gets his fences in, so he can actually try to earn Constable. Teal's farm is pretty good if he hits Constable. Is it winning? He has tons of food. Teal gets to 39 already and needs animals. If he gets both animals, he hits mid-40s with me pretty easily. Although, how is Teal ever getting all the animals? I take cow. I'm definitely taking cow. Yeah, 100% take cow here, right? This is an easy cow. I get to breed cows now? That seems good. It also makes it way harder for Teal to hit Constable now. And I just don't care. There's no red pressure. I'm pretty happy red fencing. Red fence might be better for me because Grocer gives me an extra wood, so red fence is 1 extra point. I don't. Red improvement gets me a mineral asset, maybe. I don't. Even, that's not even that good. So, what's my final action? Just take another veg for food? No, actually take another grain. Right? I want to sow another grain next round. This grain is a 2 point action on sow plow sow. Yeah. Also, to read on grocer to eat. Yes. I do have read on grocer to eat, which is excellent. My food is probably actually good, so I think I have enough food now to run everything. Because I'm breeding all animal types. I might not get to end the game, I guess, on 4 cows. I might not end the game with 4 sheep. Those are things that might not happen because I might have to eat them to do all the groceries. But this is a 2 point grain. I open plow sow. I get a Redo action. I might wheel grow actually. I might plow sow and then get grow. No, Koki should grow. Koki gets grow, actually. Yeah, Koki gets grow. You think I might end on like 4-3-4? I agree. That's actually it might be possible. My food's decent. I haven't done the math either, so Teal's only at 39. I have a lot of points missing, but I have a lot of points hiding. So we'll see. My renovation can't get blocked by red. No, I'm gonna get Plowso and I'm gonna get Reno. Okay. This works. This Plowso is incredible number of points, just unthinkable, and the Reno is a ton also. And then I hit Constable. Yeah, I have a lot of points coming. Maybe I do win this with like an upper 40s. Yeah, Grocer already has the read I need to eat, so this looks good. I'm not. I mean, next round the only actions I care about are Plow, Sow, and Reno. I guess Plow. I get Plow back. Wait a sec. I'm gonna get Plow back. Plow back is a very good action. I'm going to get this Plow. Well, maybe not. Red maybe opens Plow instead of animals. That seems pretty wrong. I should get this Plow back. Otherwise, I'm gonna block an animal. Village Peasant for red. They're gonna get a couple of veggies at the end game. That's fine. If red plows, they're sniping? No, they could just plow because they stupidly think it's how they're gonna hit Constable or something. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me that red would plow. You'd think red should take animals and block it from others. Particularly red should open a cow, right? Red's supposed to take a cow. Yeah, how do you hit Constable without animals? Red can take a cow and put a stable. Try to take a sheep and get a stable. I mean, they're still not hitting Constable. They're never getting all the animals. But red should take a cow. Red plowing does not make sense. So I should get plow back. Honestly, I don't even need it. I probably get plow much later in the round, but plow would be a pretty bad play from red. I agree. It's not terrible, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when you have a thing. Oh, we're getting beer table food too. Oh my god, thank you. I am gonna give Red a. I am giving Red a red thumb after this game, though. I don't ever want to play with somebody who consistently plays with the timer this much. Like they said they had a phone call, fine, but then why are we still consistently hitting our timer after that? I'm gonna claim we don't have a good answer for that. I also think their profile already had them with many timer penalties. Yeah, 15 recent games, 8 of them timer penalties. That's red thumb material from me. If over half the time you have a timer penalty, that's a pretty good sign that you don't actually respect the timer enough to hit tables. And they're pretty much all Agricola. I mean, I guess maybe that's their... Okay, so they've played some Agricola games that they haven't timed down in, but whatever. Okay, this is a tight game. This is a tight game, but I think it's gonna work out for me. I'm gonna eat 2 pigs and a sheep, and then buy all my groceries, and then do a massive plow. So our points are gonna skyrocket here. We're gonna go to 25 to +7 is 32, plus crops is 37. We're gonna be at 39 points after plow sowing. Okay, we should be winning this game actually, right? If I just did my math right, I think I'm at literally 39 after plow sowing. Well, I guess I'm eating an animal point. I'm eating some animal points. I'll be at 37 after plow sowing. Renovating is a 5-point action that gives me constable, so it's another 8 points. So that's 45. I'm breeding to like 47, and then I probably get a 2-point plow action. It's 49. And then I still have a free action, which is a 1-point thing. I'm gonna hit 50, I guess. That should win. You unfortunately have timer penalties, mostly because you forget to leave the queue. Kind of sad about it, you haven't been willing to get the karma back and can't stop games. I mean, so I mildly get that, but like it depends on how frequent that happens to you. But if it happens semi-frequently, I don't know what to tell you people that sit in the queue and somehow don't notice your game starting. Like, let's not do that. Stop playing arena if we a frequent amount of the time get kicked out. Simple games exist. I mean, competing in arena is fun, whatever, I get it, but like, okay. I'll admit I also, whatever, I live the life of I'm playing on a dual monitor, so I admittedly can scroll the internet and then still clearly see when games start, and I'm sure other people are doing it on multiple tabs, but it just feels like you need to figure out a different system if you're timing out on anywhere near a frequent basis. But whatever. Anyhow, for this game, are we actually winning? Koki Loki did buy a read, so Koki Loki's in the Reno queue with me, which is fine. I can't get Reno blocked, which is delightful, by the way. I don't know where that start player Reno card ever went. I'm a little surprised it disappeared, but anyhow, time for massive plow sow. Wee! Turn rest plow is good. It's a good card, everybody. Wee. Plowing, plowing. Do, 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 do. Grocer's also a good card, everybody. Wee. All right, and we're up to 38 after that. Okay, so I actually miscounted 8 points in my math. Yeah, so we're already at 38. We're currently breeding 3 points, so that's 41. We renovate. I said it's a 5-point reno is 46. We hit constable. Renovate's 49 already. That's good. It and a lack of games on Play Agricola are the main 2 reasons why you kind of stop playing. Gotcha. Yeah, it's hard to get games on Play Agricola. That's fair. I agree. I also had to wait a decent time in order to get this table. Like, again, it's a little unfortunate that BGA is like so popular in terms of number of games now, because it makes it increasingly difficult. Red is showing offline. I don't like that. Do not like that one bit. I'm not sure anybody here at this table would kick, necessarily, because we've been pretty lenient, but, like, Red, you're playing with your timer penalty again. Oh, but they're here, and they do take cow first action like they're supposed to. Good, good. That gives them a stable. So we wheel plow. So I'm just going to wheel plow, and then I will renovate with one of my actions, and yeah, this should be an easy win. Maybe not easy. Koki Loki gets close, right? Koki Koki grows and then renovates. Yeah. So I mean, Koki's still gonna hit a pretty good level here, and he gets the joinery on Reno. Ooh, he gets joinery on Reno. Maybe I don't beat Koki still. Nothing about this game was easy. What am I saying? I'm completely lying. It's not even. It's not a win even yet. So let's calm down, right? I don't even have the win yet because Koki gets to Reno joinery. I just hit Constable at least. I'm at 43. Reno takes me to 47, plus a stable is 48. Plus I should get Reno Fence is 49. I do breed a lot of animals, but I'm not fed yet. So this 4 food is actually pretty decent too. But what if I take the Reno improvement space? It's not that good for me. It's not like that bad for me, but Red Fence is like actually meaningful to me. So like I don't really think it matters if I let Koki have red joinery. Cause sure it allows him to do something else, but like otherwise Mineral Feeder is not a point because I don't have the reed to make Mineral Feeder be worth a point. I need to eat the reed. I have a BMW and I need to eat it. I don't have food. So I don't think that's actually true. I also think Koki Loki is going to Reno now, and I think I had to take the Plow. I think Plow was too many points for me to consider not taking. And yeah, here goes Reno Joinery. I think I can still beat Koki Loki, but maybe I'm wrong. Koki gets to 51 currently, plus another action. His other action can be 3 wood. And then he feeds off, so he feeds off of veg. Oh, and if I take Reed, I feed Koki Loki another point on Cornmaker. So I don't want to do that. So Koki's at 51 plus an action. Koki hits 52. If I Red Fence, it's a 6-point action. That takes me to 49. I breed to 52 if I don't have to eat anything. So this 4 food does mean I don't have to eat anything. But I guess eating a cow is only 1 point. 4 food is a point, therefore. Do I have better than a 1-point action? I do not. I do not have better than a 1-point action. And this 1-point action is not actually a point because it feeds Koki Loki a point. Yeah, so this is just take the fishing. Take the fishing. I have exact seize food then because I can eat the reed. I breed everything. And my last action is unblockable red fence. Yes. Okay. I think we're winning by a point. I need 1 extra food. What do I need an extra food for? I don't need an extra food. This is exactly correct. Exactsies. Credit? No credit. At the end of each round that does not end with a harvest. The only credit round we had was round 12. That's why we played the card when we did. Also, just for the record, even supposing it's a credit round, we're getting a beer table food, like, almost always, right? So we actually technically have 1 extra food here. It's debatable if I should have taken a veg, I guess, to, like, because I'm getting beer table almost always, but... Teal is taking a bunch of wood and is going to build stables, I suppose. That's fine. Does Teal have Stockman? Wait a sec. Does Teal have Stockman? Koki Loki takes Reed himself in order to get a point rather than taking Joinery Wood because he got blocked on Joinery Wood. So he triggered his own Cornmaker. And he's going to hit 52. Wait a sec. I'm also hitting 52? Oh boy, are we tying and then he's going to win tiebreaker? Oh, that's gross. I think he might have just won tiebreaker and then wins the game. No, yeah, I don't think that was Koki Loki blocking. I think that was his best move, but I think it also wins him tiebreaker. I also appear to have miscounted anyhow. Yeah, I also miscounted myself anyhow somewhere in here because I'm only getting to 51. The BMW. Oh, I lost the BMW read point. That's what I forgot in my calcs. Yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, that's what I missed. I didn't think about that for some reason, but of course. The 3 read might have been better for me, albeit not winning. Yeah, 3 read doesn't win either. I don't win with 3 read. So luckily Teal did not have the stock man. I was scared Teal had stock man. That would have been kind of gross. I still don't think it mattered, but Teal sneaking animal points in on stock man would have been pretty gross. It doesn't matter since you don't win, but you think I get a higher score. I literally don't get a higher score, right? It doesn't impact my score. If I take the read, I get 1 more point. Only one, right? Well, okay, so I don't have 4 food. If I don't take 4 food, I take the read and then I try not to eat a read. So we hypothetically call the read 2 point. I'm missing 4 food here though, so that I need to generate 6. See, I can't. There's no way that works. So this is only ever a 1 point action. I mean, I guess it's one tie break better, and then Koki Loki maybe doesn't. So then Koki, but I feed him the grain point anyhow. So then Koki Loki has a free action to do something, and maybe it's nothing, but I still lose to him. The fact that it feeds him Cornmaker is the problem. The fact that I feed him Cornmaker means this read bank can never be the correct move. You're saying there was no correct move. I always lost. Yes, I agree with that. I agree that it turns out there was no correct move. It turns out I was just losing to this silly private teacher greengrocer carrot museum game with a potato ridger for food, and then it was pretty ideal game in terms of it was super wood tight and it was very stone tight, and so Koki Loki's able to get all these majors because nobody else wants them. For some reason, Koki Loki was also fencing on time. He wisely plowed a bunch early, and so he's the only other one besides me that hit Constable. So it's kind of a classic story of Constable's not necessarily that good because a lot of times the people you're actually in competition with also score Constable. It mostly helps separate you from the weaker players, which is exactly what happened here. But hey, whatever. This game was always a little concerned. I green thumbed out of habit. I meant to red thumb. Yes, you're right. Thank you. I did green thumb out of habit, but yeah, I don't want to avoid. I want to avoid this. I don't think everybody has to avoid them, but I want to avoid them. Anyhow, yeah, the other thing we're talking about in chat now is why Teal decided to go 6 clay and do a 2 clay fireplace. The fact that Koki Loki got 6 wood and then got to start and to grow is very potentially what actually let them win this game. So that's also a little unfortunate to see. Koki Loki getting pushed back a whole action would have been nice. I guess I get pushed back a bit too, although as I said, like it's so unclear to me my 4th room was actually particularly good or if my 4th room was mostly a trap. I guess I made a pretty good farm in the end and have 4 family members in a 4-room stone house and still have like good animals and good crops and good fields. So like I guess it's hard to imagine how a 3-room game goes better than this. So I guess the fourth room still turns out to probably be correct. But yeah, maybe forcing it wasn't really needed because maybe nobody else was really gonna fight that hard, and I could have just grown in round 9 anyhow without having to push quite as hard. It's hard to say. Anyhow, sorry, I was just actually chatting a bit there with Koki Loki in chat. He definitely had a nice game, but yeah, I think this is just a very strong Kara Museum game. Having a card that generates so much stone and wood in a game that's so stone and wood tight, very good. Um, Having the only wood out in the draft is also really nice. Like, again, I ultimately think teal and red really suffered this game for not fencing fast enough. Not that they lose by much, to be fair, but like they both failed to hit Constable by not fencing early enough, not fully finishing their farms, not getting the animals. Like if either of them prioritized fencing just a little sooner, their animal score is better and they hit Constable. And I revealed Constable in like round 8 or whatever it was. Like if you see Constable hit the table in round 8, like suddenly you gotta shift to fencing and getting those animals. I mean, you don't have to, I guess. It is only 3 points. But like 3 bonus points is pretty meaningful. And it's bonus points for doing things you're supposed to do anyhow, right? Like again, Constable is a little bit more of a win more card. It's like, hey, make sure that you don't have any negatives and you have all of your categories with points. And it's like, oh, okay, I want to do that anyhow. So, but but yeah. Anyhow, yeah. Thanks, Gordon. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm relatively happy with this game at least. Like, again, I'm having more fun at least playing these games against reasonably good opponents and stuff. This draft does look a little unfortunate. Like, I was fourth seat this game also, right? Like, it turned out fourth seat didn't matter much because I at least got 3 wood into start player and I got a pretty good opening sequence, and then I just got to grow first because of good fortune. But I would claim Koki Loki still got the biggest gifts this game. I have no idea why Teal prioritized 6 clay into fireplace and let Koki Loki get 6 wood and grow in front of him. That doesn't make sense to me. I get they wanted a fireplace long term for feeding, but like even then, take 6 clay, but at least start player granary, right? They have a granary in hand. Take the 6 clay, start player granary in round 7, and grow, or round 6, whatever it is. Like it turns out they wheeled start player and they still went for fireplace and let Koki Loki start. So I just think that's pretty weak. Like I get they had a Storks plan and Storks was their out, but like I don't think that makes enough sense. When you see stacks of 6 wood and 6 clay, and you're still fighting for growth early though. So I do think Koki got pretty gifted there in a wood tight game in particular. Like the game got pretty wood tight. And so getting gifted 6 wood is still just nutty. Um, but things happen. But I do think teal gave Koki some extra value. I think teal and red not fencing on time meant I got a couple extra animals at least. My animal score is better than it should be, but I also think these guys are supposed to fence harder, force Koki Loki to prioritize taking his boar in particular sooner. I think Koki Loki could have got boar blocked this game. Um, but it's all right. I didn't quite get the breaks. He did. He played a great game. I mean, we were joking about a carrot museum in the draft because we saw so many carrot helps, and then of course there was an actual carrot museum in the draft. Um, it's not clear that I was at the right draft position. I did get some breaks. I agree. The end game broke very well for me. My opponents definitely, because of what they prioritized, allowed me to sneak what I needed to, just not the critical care museum break. Yeah, basically what I'm saying is yes. I think Koki Loki was slightly advantaged in his seat. I think being fourth seat here is just a little unfortunate for me. Not majorly, but I do think my game is like actually significantly better if I'm in third seat, just because I could have opt into start player. Um, if I could have opt my constable in round one into start player, I also had to grow Nada this game because I don't have an Ock in play. If I would have got my original plan of just playing constable round one, I would have been able to presumably actually grow with the forest stone and then get more food out of the forest stone like I wanted and all that. But like these things happen. I still can't be that sad about growing first. It looks like the replay for this game is dead, so that's sad. Yeah, I can't find the replay, so that's weird and unfortunate, but oh well. Koki Loki correctly took 2 cow actions right before I got to take them. That would have made my game better. Yeah, if I could have got breeding cows sooner, that's true. I mean, Loki blocking me on that. Like I said, it was very unfortunate to realize that Loki was the guy that had all the wood and the hedge keeper right in front of me. I still did luckily get the fence first, but it absolutely created the dynamic I was worried about. My other 2 opponents couldn't care about animals, and so they kind of just fell Koki's way, and he was able to take some of them in front of me, which made it a little harder on me to achieve what I wanted to. Um, so yeah, like these things happen, but yeah, it's just a small seeding order thing there that I do think Koki was a bit advantaged probably in the draft and in gameplay, but not majorly so. So whatever, it happens. I do wish I could actually see this draft though. I'm curious, like what order Koki got some of his stuff in. Like I wonder how much that Carrot Museum floated around. Um, Teal in particular doesn't look like they had a particularly strong hand. They wound up with some interesting combos on day labor and stuff, but like a lot of their miners seem a little. Some of them are good, but well, and I guess Teal had the wheel plow at least. I definitely didn't see the wheel plow in the draft. I never saw Beer Table, which is clearly the first pick from Red. So, like, it's very conceivable Red passed something pretty good out of their pack because they had a freaking Beer Table. So, oh well. Also, wait a sec. I still want to know the start of that draft. Why the heck do I have a Grocer fourth pick, though? I definitely got gifted in the draft, too. Let's be real. Wait a sec. I have a fourth pick Grocer. I mean, picking childless makes sense. Let's claim it was childless. And then Koki Loki went for a private teacher because he knew he was getting a greengrocer back, overtaking the grocer. That's actually mildly conceivable. So that might be like a third pick private teacher. I have no idea what Teal took over grocer though. Nothing in Teal's hand. Nothing that Teal had suggests to me take this over grocer. So I guess I have to. I also have to say that's a pretty big break for me. I have no clue what that could have been. So, but also I literally will always have no clue because for some reason this is one of those weird BGA lost the replay things and nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know what happened in that draft. Oh well. Anyhow, thanks all for hanging out, Chad. It's been good. I am gonna head off, but might get a stream in tomorrow or something. We'll see. It's been kind of chill week for me. So yeah. It was a hungry farm, so much my game counted on food tempo, and the cows would have smoothed it out a ton. Yeah, I mean, if I could have been breeding cows in the harvest at the end of round 11 and already had cows to eat entering, like, stage 5, I agree that would have helped. I mean, ultimately, my food did turn out okay in the end, right? Like, we made it. It was tight, but we made it. But I agree. It definitely was a tight game. I mean, we got that hearth early. Luckily, we locked that up, and we got just enough food actions to achieve. I mean, I did end the game on 4-3-4 animals, which is pretty good. I ended the game with max veg and nearly maxed grain. I maxed fields. I maxed pastures. Like, we got to a stone house. I mean, honestly, we did achieve pretty much everything we set out to do. The only thing we could have really got more points on was having a fifth family member and having some more read for BMW. Um, I guess in a dream world, we maybe could have argued we had time to snag a well and get more stone, but like we did eke out pretty much as good as our game was gonna get. So yeah. Anyhow, yeah, I don't think I have a lot else. So yeah, I'll see you all around. I'm heading off. Later, everybody.